I want to share something with you guys, right? So the other day, I was out having lunch with a friend, and we were having like a beautiful, fruitful conversation, and it led to us discussing how it's important to be connected to people and not attached to people. So I'm going to title this message, Be Connected, Not Attached. There is such a huge difference between being connected to someone and being attached to someone. Being connected to someone says, oh my God, I love you, I adore you, no matter the space, no matter the distance, no matter if time and God says that we have to fall apart or we have to go our separate ways in the season, we still are okay with that because we are not attached. Attachment says, I love you, I own you, you're mine. No matter what goes on, you are mine. If we have to separate for whatever reason, we are fighting that feeling. We are fighting that reality because we are attached. If we see ourselves connecting and building with other individuals because we are attached, now we're upset. We feel like, this person's stealing my friend, this person's stealing my spouse, this person is getting everything that I should be getting because I am attached to this person. So understand the importance between being connected to people and not attached to people. Being connected to people, it allows you to understand when the season is over, when the chapter is closed, we can walk away gracefully knowing and appreciating that season, that moment that we shared with that person. But attachment says, when God says, okay, it's time to close this chapter, this friendship, this relationship, attachment says, no, God, let me hold on to it for a couple more weeks, a couple more months. And now attachment is what hinders you. Attachment is what hurts you. Attachment is what makes you hold grudges. Attachment is what makes you feel like you are entitled, like you own a person. And so understand that when you are connected to people, you're able to embrace that season. You're able to really see beyond the surface level as to why God brought you together. When you are connected to a person, you don't need to speak to them every day to know that they love you. When you are connected to a person, you don't need to be around them every day to know that you value them. When you are connected to a person, you can go months, sometimes years without speaking to them. But the minute you guys connect verbally or physically, that connection is there because you are connected. Attachment requires high maintenance. Attachment requires you to be there all the time, to call them all the time, to look for them all the time. Attachment doesn't allow you to see in depth what purpose and reason God brought you guys together. Attachment sees surface level. Attachment feels like, okay, God brought us together in a season for a business plan. We got to that point and now it's time to go our separate ways. Attachment doesn't agree with that, so attachment causes strife. Attachment causes arguments. Attachment is not healthy. So with that being said, I just want to really encourage you guys to understand the difference. And when you're struggling with letting a thing go, a person go, because attachment could be not just a person, it can be a thing. See, with me, I've never attached myself to anything that is not connected to me. In other words, if I have friends, right, who let's just say, I'm going to just use this as an example because this is a big thing, right? We're living in a time where people attach themselves to other people's lifestyles because they feel as if though, okay, this is my friend, this is my partner, so whatever is theirs is mine. They attach themselves to the idea of that person's hard work, that person's lifestyle, and they become entitled. For example, me, I don't get attached to anything nor anyone who, I don't get attached to anything that's not connected to my hard work, that's not connected to my blessing, that's not connected to the purpose God called me to do. So in other words, if my friend or my spouse has a nice car, a nice house, they doing this, they're doing that, yes, I will experience those things. Right? I will experience those things. I will enjoy those things. I will be appreciative of those things, but I won't attach myself to those things, because if I attach myself to those things, guess what? If we have to go our separate ways, now that detachment is going to carry on and take my identity, because when I decided to attach myself to these things, my identity became a part of that. Because what? Because now I'm on social media portraying or exposing what I'm attached to. So now when it's time to detach, it's hard because now I have an image to maintain. And that, again, goes hand in hand with relationships as well. A lot of times relationships and people and places and things have an expiration date, But it's hard for us to, again, let go because we are attached. We are attached to the idea. We are attached to the thought. We are attached to the potential. We are attached to these things because of what, again, it does for us egotistically and what it does for our external image and how we show up to the world. But now when we are connected to a thing, when we are connected to a purpose, we're able to flow through life easily and not feel like it's going to ruin a thing in you. It's not going to mess with your identity. It's not going to mess with how you show up to the world because you weren't attached to it. You were connected to it. Okay? So think about this, right? When you are connected to Wi-Fi, right? You come into the house, you connect to Wi-Fi. Guess what? You still have phone service. You still have internet because you pay for that, right? But when you come into a space that has Wi-Fi, it gives you a stronger boost. So even if you go to a place that has low signal for your service, you still have service. It may be on low frequency. So when you go into that environment that has Wi-Fi, it boosts your signal up. But when you leave, nothing is affected because you still have a phone service. You still have connection, and it may not be as strong, but you still are connected. You're still connected. Now, when you're attached to a thing, imagine walking around with you come into a house and you're like, wow, I love how powerful this Wi-Fi is. I'm going to take their router. Now you go, let's just say you take the router. Now you on the road with a router with no outlet. But because you loved that Wi-Fi and because you attached yourself to it versus connecting to it, now you feel like you got to take it with you when it wasn't meant for you to take the router with you, the modem with you. It was meant for you to just enjoy that connection in that moment and keep going about your business. And now you out here looking like a fool with a modem, router, whatever, in the car with no outlet. You walking around with it on your hip like, well, wherever I go, wherever I go, there's going to be an outlet somewhere. So I'm going to just carry on with this. When it's like, you ain't even got to carry that. You don't have to carry that stress. You don't have to carry that relationship. You don't have to carry those things that were meant to just give you that high frequency, that connection in that moment. Keep going on your path. Keep going on your journey because guess what? There's going to be Wi-Fi somewhere else. It may not be as strong as that one, but guess what? You're going to get exactly what you need as you go. So fast forward, with all that being said, understand that what God removes, he also replaces. Yes, people are irreplaceable. Yes, you will never get to experience another Yocairys. You will never get to experience another Bill or Joe, right? People will never get another version of you in different form, right? Because we are all individually, uniquely, beautifully, and wonderfully made. But understand that, again, when people come into your life, some come for a reason, some come for a season, and some come for a lifetime. So please, when it's time to let go of a person, a place, or a thing, before you make a decision to hold on or let go, ask yourself, am I connected to this? Or am I attached to it? Connections are healthy. Attachments are unhealthy. Connections allows you to let go, release, and say, okay, I appreciate the season. I appreciate the moment. I am grateful. And let it be what it is. Attachment says, I'm not letting go. Attachment says, I'm going to keep watching them. I'm going to keep stalking them. I'm going to keep terrorizing them. I'm going to keep making their life miserable because they can't go on with life without me. And again, that's friendships. There's friendships that ended or that had to go separate ways. And there's always that one person, 99% of the time, who cannot let go because they are attached. So now they're doing anything to damage and tarnish that person's name, that other person who was connected and not attached. Same goes with relationships. There are people who break up. There's one person who may be attached. The other person was just connected. And now the person who's attached is like, no way. I'm going to make their life a living because I don't want to see them with anything or anyone but me. Because I'm the best thing that's ever happened to them. And that's because you're attached. And now you feel like you own them. And now you feel like you're entitled. We don't own anything or anyone. Do not attach yourself to anything on this earth because it's all temporary. We have to learn how to take things for what they're worth, what they're for, and keep it moving. And sometimes it takes a long time to figure out, like, Lord, did you send this person in my life as a healthy connection? Or did I just take this thing and turn it into an attachment? And sometimes it takes cycles and for things to happen for you to understand, like, okay, I think I took this way too far. And it's okay. It's okay. We have to learn how to be okay with learning something new every day. So if you're someone who finally woke up and said, I've been attached and not connected to this thing and I want to detach, it takes time. It takes time. It takes prayer. It takes time. So have grace on yourself. Have grace on yourself, because we're constantly always growing, always learning, and always evolving. And so with that being said, I love y'all. Again, remember, there is a difference between connection and attachment. What are you connected to? Who are you connected to? Who are you attached to? And what are you attached to? And once you can lay those things out, work through them. The things that you are attached to, ask God to help you detach from those things. Because you should never want to be attached. You should always want to be connected. Because when the connection has to be separated, there's no hard feelings, there's no anger, there's no bitterness, there's no pain. Well, there could be pain, but there won't be revenge. There won't be heartache to the point where now it changed your whole entire life. And these are just my thoughts and my opinion. So if y'all have other thoughts and processes, comment below and let's talk about it. But without further ado, I love y'all. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. Again, September 9th, ladies, it's going down, New York City. Get your tickets, www.raiseyourspark.com, and grab your workbooks, The Light Within. Love you guys. Bye.